going to deal with the India-China border disengagement. So I hope you're aware, recently from February 19th, India and China, they have finalized that there will be a sort of disengagement which will be taking place. But is this disengagement de-escalation? Is this a sort of permanent solution? Definitely not, right? It is not a permanent solution. But even, is it a temporary standback? And what is the role of other countries in this border standoff? And what can be India's future course related to the border security? We'll be discussing all those topics in today's class. So today's class is a sort of amalgamation of your international relations and internal security. Okay, I've taken up from both the parts to give you a complete picture related to the India-China border disputes. Yes, good afternoon, Sri Kutan, good afternoon, Ashneet, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the State of International Affairs. So my name is B. Teja Sai. I've graduated from IIT Kharagpur and I worked at Where Minerals, an MNC for 2 years, and I've been teaching UPSC students for the past 2 years. You can follow me on the Gradeup app. You can press my icon, you can press my photo on the Gradeup app, and you can follow me. You can follow my profile so that whenever my class is about to go online, you can attend the class, you'll be getting a reminder. And if you're seriously considering the preparation for your UPSC optional political science of international relations, or for GS, or for UGC NET, or any other competitive examination, and you want to keep yourself abreast of the current affairs, this is a one-stop solution for you. And before we begin, I wanted to remind you how many days are left for our examinations. We are having 75 days left for the UPSC EPFO exam. So quite less, just a little over 2 months are left. Then for UPSC CSE 2021, there are 124 days left. Okay, it's on 27 June 2021. And for UPSC 2022, there is less than 500 days left. So if your focus is on EPFO and CSE, okay, this is high time you need to get your socks up and begin running. Okay, especially UPSC CSE, you know, it looks 124 looks like a big figure, but as the days progress, you'll never know what hits you. Okay, there is a lot of amount to be covered if it's your first reading, and revision itself would take you at least 60-70 days. Okay, I mean, after the first reading, just covering it up again for the first and second time would take you 2 months for UPSC prelims. So please pull up your socks and get to work soon. So as part of the news, India and China, they have had the complete pullback of forces. Where? In the Pangong Lake. Okay, please remember, this is not the entire India-China dispute. Only near the Pangong Lake, there has been a full pullback of forces. Okay, so this is a sort of disengagement which has happened. But it is not a de-escalation fully. Okay, please have this clarity in your mind. Okay, it is still not de-escalated. It is only have had a de-engagement, because the people from Pangong Lake, I mean, this I found only today. Okay, today I had seen in the news that they have been shifted to the Rootog base. So the troops have been disengaged near the Pangong Lake and they're shifted to the eastern Aksai Chin region near Rootog base. This is a base of China. So the troops are shifted there. Okay, so still it's not a peace scenario, or I would say, you know, a standoff scenario presently. And we'll see more deeply what has happened, what are the talks which have taken place, and why exactly have we ended up here. Okay, so the intention, as you know, it was announced on 11th February. Even during our budget session, our Defense Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, had announced that this sort of disengagement was going to take place. And this happened on 11th February. And the commanders, they had met on Saturday, okay, the previous Saturday, just 4 days back, they had met to understand how the operation was going on. So slowly you can see here the Chinese soldiers, they have disengaged. The frontline troops in the Pangong Lake, they have noted that it's a significant step for the LAC in the western sector. Okay, that means only in the Pangong Lake it's still being done now. But if you see the Depsang Valley, if you see the Hot Springs area, if you see the Goat Mayok Road, so for all these areas, still the disengagement has to be done. So it's not completely a de-escalation at all. There have been 9 rounds till now, and the Saturday which happened was the 10th round of Corps Commanders. Okay, so till now there have been 10 rounds of talks, and talks are still ongoing. They began on 10 a.m. and they went on till 2 a.m. the talks. So from 10 a.m. in the morning to 2 a.m. in the night. So they were lengthy talks, almost 16 hours talks they took place, and no formal statement has been issued. So till now there is no formal statement. Even the news, the media, whoever is there, they're just seeing the disengagement. Okay, there is no proper media release. There is no press release till now. So they are saying that after this Pangong Lake disengagement, we can have the disengagement in Gogra, Hot Springs, Depsang, and Demchok. Okay, I'll show you all these areas on the map. So in these areas also, especially the eastern Ladakh areas, there has to be disengagement soon. Fine. So this is all which you have to know about the disengagement. Of course, after a few months, this part would be very low weightage because it's a very rapid current affair. But one thing I had found important from the official, one of the official, unnamed official, he was quoting to the media, he had told that China has informally conveyed that they are not happy with Indian media's projection that disengagement is a victory only for India. Okay, you must be seeing the various news channels, they're showing the hyper-nationalist hue and cry, they're showing that, India has won the war. Okay, China abhi dar ke bhag raha hai. All such hyper-nationalist, hyper-reporting is being done by India, which is our bread and butter, okay, which is our favorite pastime of Indian news. It has been done, it is being done. If you tune into any Hindi news channel or even the mainstream English news channels, except few, you can see this hyper-reporting which was done. Especially on Saturday and Sunday, I had seen that they have showed that India had won the war against China. So China has noted this, and they're saying that even Indian troops have gone back, and in the meetings they're saying the hyper-reporting is being done by Indian media, and please control the media here. Okay, but they were told that India has a culture of free press and the government cannot dictate what to show in the media. Okay, that was what India had replied. So I felt this is also important for us to understand that whenever the media is shouting the hyper-nationalist hues, such extreme hyperboles, when the media makes, that affects our international relations also. Okay, the India-China border disengagement, the diplomatic efforts, or the rising tensions which are there between borders, they're extremely sensitive points. You can't just make hyperboles and you can't just exaggerate. So the media also has to be responsible. Okay, if there's a question on the role of media in international relations, you can actually quote this. Fine. So that was about what happened regarding the disengagement in a nutshell. But that is the aam zindagi, hai na? We live the mentos zindagi of UPSC preparation. So we need to know the entire background of how we ended up here and what can be the future course of action, how India can respond to another situation, what is the role of other countries here. Okay, let us look into that now. So the whole border dispute actually began on May 5th. Okay, on May 5th, the India and Chinese soldiers, they had clashed near the Pangong Tso Lake in Ladakh. Okay, I hope you know what is a Pangong Tso Lake. This is your Pangong Tso Lake. If you've seen the movie Three Idiots and other movies, the main lake which is there, it was Pangong Tso Lake. It's not just that small pool which they show in the movie, it's quite a big lake. Okay, there are 7 finger projections of the lake. And PLA had objected to military patrols in the area. Then later on May 9th, at altitude of 15,000 feet in Nakula region, soldiers from both the sides, they came to blows, there was some fist fighting, they were throwing of stones, and the first sort of spark had begun then. And later in the events, at least 20 Indian soldiers were killed in the clash with Chinese forces. Okay, it was the first major deadly clash which has happened in the last 45 years. After the Indo-China War, India-China War of 1962, this was the major sort of event which has happened. And both the sides, they agreed to maintain dialogue and communication. And that is the reason why these talks which are going on, okay, the 10 rounds of talks had came up after that. And if you see the actual border issue, the tense standoff has taken place along the Galwan River Valley. Okay, this is your Galwan Valley. Okay, you need to be knowing this for your map. Okay, they can ask us in the UPSC map, the preliminary examination, about the order and where this has occurred. because India is mainly trying to construct a feeder road near the Darbuk Shiok village. Okay, the Daulak Beg Oldi road, which is there here near the Daulak Beg Oldi road, India is trying to build a feeder road mainly for the the army movement, for the troop movement, and for developing those areas under the border area development program. So this road, it runs along the Shiok river, and it is one of the most critical line of communication. Okay, it's important for our army. So we were building that sort of road. But China were keen on controlling this area, and they asked, and as the New Delhi's military officials asked PLA to demolish all the structures there, the stress was the area called as Finger 4 of the Pangong Tso Lake. Okay, the road construction was going on here, but the clashes, the skirmishes had begun near the fourth finger of Pangong Tso Lake. Okay, the lake actually has a shape. Okay, there are different fingers. So China had never come across from the seventh finger, but now they had occupied the fourth finger under the actual border issue. Yeah, that's what I'm showing, Amandavya, right? There are fingers of the lake. If you see the geographical projection, there are the lake is divided into those fingers. Just see the diagram well. This is important for our preliminary examination. Okay, this is how the dispute also evolved. So before May, first clash was happened in Depsang Plains near the Daulak Beg Oldi, where we are constructing the road. Okay, and slowly at the Galwan Valley there were clashes. Then at the north bank of Pangong Tso there was the clashes. Then Hot Springs there were clashes, and finally the south bank of Pangong Tso Lake. Okay, towards the end of August. Okay, this is our line of actual control. The red one which you can see, it is a line of actual control, the McMahon line. Okay, but China claims this line. China claims this line, and they feel that, this is a line of actual control. This is the China's official claim line. Okay, they have taken up the Aksai Chin region, right? You'll be studying in post-independence India, but still they have come even across their Chinese claim line. Okay, and if you see the India-China border issue from a broader perspective, India-China, we have one of the largest borders. Can somebody tell me with which country we have the largest border? Is it China? With which country do we have the largest border? Please tell me in the comments below. And with China, we have the 3,488 kilometer long border. Okay, but there is still no mutually agreed line of actual control. On the western side, we are having issues near the Demchok, Trig Heights, Domchele, Pangong Tso, Chumar, and Spangnur Cap. So they are because of the Johnson line. Okay, this was proposed much before the independence also in 1860s. It had extended up to the Kunlun mountains and put Aksai Chin in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so the entire region, the Jammu Kashmir region, is taken up by, given to India according to the Johnson line. In the middle sector, there is actually no major disputes. Only maybe near, this Barahoti and Pulan Sunda, there is a small dispute, but on the whole, there are no disputes. Okay, mainly because we have exchanged maps on which we broadly agree. And of course, eastern sector also, China claims Arunachal Pradesh to be its lower Tibet. So the dispute is over the McMahon line, okay, which was formed after independence. Okay, here Namka Chu, Sumdoran Chu. We have discussed the Arunachal Pradesh border dispute in another, I think in the Myanmar, under the Myanmar class, we have discussed the Arunachal Pradesh issue. Fine. So there are 23 disputed and sensitive areas across these where there are regular border transgressions. Yes, right. Bangladesh, with Bangladesh, we have the highest land border. Fine. Bangladesh, China. I hope you remember, I have told you a trick also in these classes. We have a trick. Bachpan MBA. Bachpan mein MBA karne ka man tha. Okay. Bangladesh, China, Pakistan, Nepal, Myanmar, Bhutan, and lastly Afghanistan. Okay, this is the decreasing order of your land borders of India. Fine. So this is the India-China issue, which is India-China border issue, which is happening. And one major factor which can turn. Okay, now let us have a deeply analytical discussion, a sort of futuristic discussion, that the way the border disputes or the way the India-China skirmishes or transgressions can follow on would depend mainly on USA, would depend a lot on USA. Okay, even during this clashes, it was revealed in January 2021 that a declassified document had told that US planned to assist China against China. US planned to assist India against China after the Doklam, which happened in 2017, right? After that, in 2019, after that, India against China. Okay, and the Chinese government also, they had made official statements that they noticed remarks in reference to China by the US side, so they shouldn't be meddling in relation to any bilateral countries. So the role of USA also is very famous under these border disputes. Yes, kindly wait for 2 minutes. Okay, can somebody tell me, as the video is buffering, can somebody tell me, India and USA, we have signed a specific agreement in December, okay, in December or November 2020, we have signed a 2+2 agreement. Can somebody tell me the name of that agreement? There was a specific agreement, defense agreement, which was signed between India and USA. Can somebody tell me the name of the agreement? Yes, very good, Ketaki Mukal. The BECA was signed between India and USA. Okay, Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement. Under this also, there are clear provisions of sharing of maps. Sharing of the geospatial data and maps. So USA is definitely a major player in the India-China border disputes. And now under Joe Biden, we still have to wait and watch how USA would respond. Okay, of course, USA now presently under Joe Biden, it won't be so anti-China, but we'll need to see how it will respond, or will there be any meddling? Will there be any backroom diplomacy in India and China? But of course, we can't always factor in USA in such situations, and India has to take an independent stance. So India has long proposed that this LAC, there should be a proper classification of differing perceptions of LAC. Maps were exchanged in the middle sector. That's why the middle sector is, there are no major disputes in the middle sector. But the exercise fell through in the western sector. Okay. And India's argument is, rather than agree on one LAC, we should understand the claims of one another, and we should pay for regulating activities until a final settlement is agreed upon. Okay, this is India's official stance. But we also need to understand the border security which is there in the region and which we have to strengthen also. Okay, for example, the Madhukar Gupta Committee on Security and Border Protection was submitted on March 2017. Okay, Madhukar Gupta Committee. So it had clearly mentioned, okay, this was 2017, much before, and presently we are having the border clash in 2020. So much before itself, the Madhukar Gupta Committee had told that there should be better facilities for troops deployed in Ladakh. There should be construction of extreme weather habitats for troops in eastern Ladakh, so that there can be thousands of additional troops during the harsh winter. And similarly, India has also procured 15,000 extreme weather clothing from USA under the Bilateral Logistics Pact. And we are also having additional border observation ports along with the helipad, so that there can be emergency evacuation and deployment of troops. So all such things we are taking care, okay, of the border security, especially in the Aksai Chin and the Ladakh areas. And India, actually, we are quite well placed if you see the border security of the region. So we are the hub of mountain warfare skills, as most of the country's northern border consists of high mountains. So Ladakh scouts who are there under the Indian Army, they are the best in kind of the warfare. Similarly, the Indo-Tibetan Border Police, they are also specially trained for this. Can somebody tell me Indo-Tibetan Border Police, it comes under what? ITBP, which is there, it comes under which organization under MHA? This is not under your Ministry of Defense, this is under your MHA. Under what do they come up? Please tell me in the comments below. And we also have a high altitude warfare school for training of the Indian Army, in which we train the personnel regarding the mountain warfare and the ice snow crafting. And 10% of the funds are also given to the border area development program. Okay, so that we can strategically develop the border areas, and they are identified by the border guarding forces. Okay, your ITBP, it comes under the CAPF, Central Armed Police Forces. Okay, it is not under your Ministry of Defense. It is the Central Armed Police Forces, like how we have the BSF, the ITBP, your Assam Rifles, and CRPF is there internal to the country. And then Jammu and Kashmir also CRPF is there. Like that, ITBP is there across your China border. Fine. So this sort of border forces or border engagement India should focus on in the future. Okay. So roughly you should be knowing what had happened between India and China and what is the future way forward. Okay. Of course, US factor is there. We also believe in peace. We also believe in exchanging the maps, but we can't be complacent. Okay. Yesterday, for example, our Prime Minister was talking about the defense sector budget, how defense sector is it's rising, and with the growing neo-imperialism of China, and the growth of quad forces against the Chinese rise and Chinese incursions in the maritime security, the Indian Ocean region. So definitely the future seems bleak. Okay, there is no sort of peace or no sort of disengagement of troops. And mainly this disengagement also is seen in the context of presently Mr. Xi Jinping is about to visit India. Okay, in the coming few days, he's about to make a visit to India. So some analysts are also feeling that this disengagement is a prelude to that. So maybe after Xi Jinping's visit, they might again sort of have an engagement. Okay, you never trust the Chinese sort of consistency, right? So this may be a temporary stopgap. India should definitely focus on the high altitude warfare, on the border talks and the diplomatic efforts. Okay, it's not a time to go silent into the night. Right, so that is all, friends. That is my analysis for the India-China border dispute. So if you like the class, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Especially please share the class, people who are watching it on YouTube. Okay, Ahad Khan and others who are watching on YouTube, you can also download the Gradeup app, because on Gradeup app we are having free classes on an hourly basis. Okay, you can get it on the Play Store. So like you can see, every hour we are having free classes. This class, a State of International Affairs, will be conducted every day, Monday to Friday, where I'll be taking the most pertinent issues which are in news. Like this engagement has happened in the last few days, and mainly the Rotung base or the slow disengagement was happening yesterday. So this is the latest news which we are covering from a point of view of mains examination, prelims examination, UGC net, and all the different examinations. For example, on Friday every week, we'll also have a weekly recap. We'll have a weekly recap of IR, so that any objective question related to international affairs, you can be able to answer it. Fine. And I hope you're aware, presently we are having the February Mela of the Gradeup Super subscription. So you can get the Gradeup Super subscription presently at 50% off. Okay, it has begun recently and the offer might end soon. So it's 50% off. You'll get the Gradeup Super subscription. You can take it for 3 months, 6 months or 12 months. Okay, whatever the price is, you'll be getting it 50% off. And February, as I've been telling, it's a very crucial month for your preparation. Your entire year depends on how you start preparation in February. Okay, and maybe if you start your preparation March, April, that is when you'll think that I should have started preparation February is that crucial point of your competitive examination preparation. So I would strongly advise you to take the proper utilization of this offer and go through the Gradeup Super, go through the free classes. These free classes actually, they are to give you an idea about how the Gradeup Super classes are conducted. Okay, so just see how the courses are there. You can take the free trial and you can understand how the teachers are teaching, how the course is structured. Okay, you'll get to know how this is different. Okay, so by the Gradeup Super, you'll be getting complete access to all the running and upcoming courses for UPSC CSE, EPFO exams. You're complete, even the NCERT books, the basic NCERT course, the EPFO course, the CSE course. There are almost 11 plus courses under this Gradeup Super. Okay, there is no need to purchase separate courses for different examinations. Just one subscription, you'll get access to all the courses. Okay, and it's taught by the best experienced faculty who come for these free classes. You can actually see our teaching and you can understand the way we have the Gradeup Super classes. And we are also having the mock tests and sectional tests for revision. So please get in touch with our counselors on this number to know more about the Gradeup Super subscription and enroll into Gradeup Super. And before that, please download the Gradeup app, practice the topic-wise quizzes, and keep attending the live classes. All right. Fine. Thank you so much, Satya Silambrasi, Ketaki Mukal, Aman Divya. Let's meet tomorrow, same time, sharp 2 p.m. for another session of State of International Affairs. Bye-bye and all the very best. Take care.